G'day guys, my name's Ben. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Living with BC. Before we get started, I just want to apologise for the light. It's a little bit cloudy here. It wasn't as good as I was thinking, so I've got sort of half my face in light and the other half in shade, but you can't control nature, so we'll just kick on and hopefully deal with it. Look, a few years ago, I copied an idea from a mate of mine to do 12 monthly challenges throughout the year. They were mostly health and wellness related things, like going without TV or social media for a month, going vegan for a month, working on joint mobility every day for a month, things like that. I started a blog and was blogging about my experiences, just like how easy or challenging those different months were, what sort of impact they were having on my life throughout, and then obviously any results. Some things were interesting to try, but I didn't really keep going after the month was up, and other things sort of found their way into my life a little bit more than they had been previously. As I said, that was a couple of years ago, so I was thinking about getting back into blogging recently, and a mate of mine was like, look, why don't you start a YouTube channel and just talk about your life, really. And so that is effectively where we're at now. This is it. Welcome. On this channel, you'll basically find a hodgepodge of my favorite things. So we'll talk about movies, TV shows, books, food and drink, all interspersed and smashed together with just daily snippets of my life. Anything that comes into my brain on that particular day. So a little bit about me. I'm a qualified chef. I've been lucky enough to work in a range of different restaurants, from fine dining restaurants to steakhouses to burger joints, kind of everything in between, both here in Australia and abroad. So I will be cooking from time to time. This isn't going to be like an educational cooking channel. I think there's enough of them out there, and there's people that are much more talented doing that kind of thing. But for me, it's just like, hey, I like cooking this. I like eating it. I'll share it with you guys. See if you guys like it too. I'm also a published author. Just a little picture of my book there. I'll put the whole cover up so you guys can have a look for anyone that's interested, and you can read the synopsis. Published earlier this year on Amazon KDP. It isn't the biggest book going around. It's only around just over 200 pages, but I'm really happy with it. It's been received with mixed reviews. If you want to check out Goodreads, you can see I think it's like 3.93 or something like that on Goodreads. So it's some people are giving it 5 stars, some people are giving it 2. Each to their own. That's kind of how it goes. Everyone's opinion's different. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm really happy with it. I did and ah about sort of increasing the page size when I was writing it, going through beta reads and edits, just because it is small. Like, you're looking at a fantasy book is kind of your average. Well, these days you're getting sort of 700-800, but your average is kind of like 400 to 500. So I'm sort of just over half that sort of lower end of things. But my beta reads and my editor and things like that the response was overwhelmingly, don't just fill it for the sake of getting a higher page count or something like that. Like, if the book is good, it's being received well by betas, just keep it at that and then go from there. I don't want to harp on about it too much longer, because that's not what this channel's about, and I don't want people to just think, oh, this bloke's just flogging his own book. So I'll put a link in the description below. If you're interested, you can check it out. Like I said, I'll put the Goodreads up as well. Click on that, read some reviews, see if it's something that you're interested in. And if you want, grab a copy. That'd be great. Support me. Awesome. Also, if there are any aspiring authors out there that want me to make a video about my personal experience publishing on Amazon KDP, put a link in this, a comment in the comment section, and I'll try and make that. If there's enough sort of people wanting to see that, I'll make a video about that. Obviously, it's going to be different for everyone, but I can walk you through what I went through, how I went about finding beta readers, what I went through with my editor, that sort of thing. Maybe even costs. If anyone's out there going like, well, they've put through to traditional publishers and haven't really received anything, thinking about going self-publishing but not really sure about the money. Obviously, everyone can do it like as cheaply or as expensive as they want. I can just talk about what I spent and how it went. If you're interested, like I said, hit the like button, throw a comment in the comment section, and I'll see what I can do. Which brings me to my first sort of review video. I haven't really finished this one, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, because it's more of a reading update, if you will. So this is Legacy of Ash by Matthew Ward. It's not a bad book as of right now. Like, I'll just quickly, probably should have done this before I did this video. I'm at page 374 of 768, so I'm around the halfway mark. I know there will be people who will go, well, maybe you should wait until you read the whole book before you review it, but I'm also like almost 400 pages into the book. So I think it's fair enough that I come and talk about it a little bit. This is what I'm currently reading. It's going okay so far. It's not a bad book. Technically, it's really well written. It's not overly flowery or poetic for people that don't like that sort of thing. But it is enough that people that do really like that sort of purple prose would probably enjoy it as well. The issue I have with this book is kind of like, I was talking with someone the other day, and I was like, you come back from your days off, or come back from a weekend and you go to work and nothing's really happened. You haven't sort of gone out with friends or gone to some sort of adventure or gone out to dinner or anything really happening. Obviously you've woken up, showered and brushed your teeth, hopefully, eaten some food, done the laundry, done the dishes, watched a movie, whatever, bits and pieces, like kind of more errands around your house. And so you get back to work and your colleague's like, hey, how was your weekend? What did you get up to? You're like, yeah, look, it was good. Didn't get up to much. And obviously if they press you, you go into it a little bit more. But it's not like, oh, wow, I did this or I did that. And there's all these things that I want to talk to you about, because it's just kind of mundane activities of human life, right? That's kind of what this book is to me. It's not bad, but it's just kind of plodding along. There's a lot of things that happen. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that happen, but none of it's really gripping. I've seen a couple of reviews and people are giving, I think it's got like 4.3 or might even be higher than that, 4.4 or something like that on Goodreads. So it's pretty well reviewed. People are really liking it. But for me, it's at almost 400 pages in. I'm just kind of, like it just kind of is. It's just there. There's some cool magic system sort of things. The way magic, it's definitely more of a soft magic system from what I've read so far. I don't know if it gets stricter as it goes on. It's definitely more of a soft magic system as it is right now. So that's kind of good because it sort of leaves a bit of mystery, right? And there's some cool things that they do with magic. I'm not going to get into any spoilers, but there are some cool elements that come with this magic system that's interesting. A couple interesting characters, and it's all kind of bubbling under the surface of sort of rebellion type novel, which is very popular these days. So if you're into that kind of thing, you'll probably really, really like this book. I'm at a point now, like I said, I'm almost at 380 pages, and I don't really feel much for any of the characters. And that's worrying to me. Like, I know some people have read the book, and I've read some reviews on it. I know I shouldn't do that until I read the book, but I do. I love kind of spoiling things for myself. But I've read some reviews and people rave about certain characters, and I don't know, maybe I'm heartless, like, because it's just nothing is really gripping for me. Like I said before, like everything's just fine. The writing's fine, the characters are fine, the story's fine, but it's all just fine. If I had to give this book a review right now, I would probably still give it like a sort of 3.5, 4, just because it's not bad in any way. There's nothing that's really horrible. The story itself is fine, but again, it's kind of plodding along a little bit. There's a couple things that are just happening right now, right at this page, 380 odd, or 360 up to where I'm up now, that have the potential to be interesting. I don't know if they will be. I don't know if they'll be like, oh, I'll sit up and my ears will perk up a little bit and maybe this will come good. I don't know. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm crossing my fingers, because if it's just like a tiny little spike in excitement and then it turns into nothing, I'm going to be pretty disappointed about that. But there's a few things going on that are just now interesting. But I think, given that I'm almost 400 pages in, so I'm almost halfway or just over halfway, whatever it is, I should care a lot more. I should care about the plot. I should care about the characters. I should care about the writing. There should be some sort of deep threat that I'm worried about. But I just don't. Sorry. Anyways, guys, I've hoped you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, throw them in the comment section. If you've liked it and you want to sort of follow me, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'll continue making videos. My next video is going to be up. I have decided, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned the 12 monthly challenges. So I've decided to kick that off again for 2021. So my next video is going to be talking all about that, what I've decided to do, why I've decided to do it, and just going into a little bit of detail there. If anyone wants to watch that and maybe get some inspiration for themselves, some things I sort of plan specifically, so they're a little bit easier, so I'm not just like ridiculously hard challenges every day. Oh, sorry, every month. But look, I'll go into that in the next video, and if you're interested, check that out. Hope you guys liked it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. I'll see you next time. Stay cool.